All right, all right, all right. As Matthew McConaughey says, hey, everyone, we are live. G'day, Anna Marie. G'day, Sarah. G'day, John. G'day, Lucia, Dave. And for our audience who's watching us on the live stream, we're actually hosting this on my Facebook profile, on our Facebook page, and on YouTube. So feel free to interact. We've still got a couple of seats available here if you want to come join us in the studio. And the benefit of that is to come and get that next level hot seat type coaching. Yeah. So those of us here in the studio, I'll just get you to mute yourself until we need to unmute you and bring it out. But I'm going to prime you ready for this. I'm going to go around the room and I'm going to ask you a simple question. What was a story that you want to share with us? Something that is around the time that you got pitched or you got link spammed, and how did that make you feel? And I also am going to come around and do a second question around that. Have you ever had, someone do it right, like a friend, someone that you've been connected with and gone and done business with them or been sold in that way? And what was that experience like? And share a story. Hey, guys, let's keep our stories to 20 or 30 seconds because we've got a lot to cover. But I want to make sure everybody's got the space here. You don't have to share if you don't want to. But those of you who've got your camera on, Lucia, Jaya, John, I will definitely get you guys to share. And Dave's here in the tech seat helping me to run this show. So, Dave, I'm just here for the studio's sake. The guys who've got their camera off, look, we'll just remove them from the stage. But if you want to be part of this, I'll get you to turn your camera on, please. That'd be great. So, Lucia, I'm going to throw to you. I'll just get you to unmute yourself there. What was a story like, when someone pitched you, did the direct pitch or the link spamming approach? And what was that experience? I want you to describe the experience and how did it make you feel?
I was trying to think when this actually happened, and it probably happens quite regularly in my line of work. I'll receive a message and it'll be like, oh, hello, how are you? Nice to connect, bang. And I'm like, yeah, nice to connect, bang. And I just press the button, So it's not a good feeling. It actually doesn't. It makes you feel like you're less than.
Yeah, right.
It kind of really it has a really bad taste to it. So I think that's the word, bad taste. It's a bit like AC/DC. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work with me. So, that's what I would say.
And I've asked this question several times with probably about 50 or 60 people over the last couple of weeks, and you're sharing the same story. It's like it's a bit of an icky, creepy feeling, right? And it's a bad taste. So thank you for sharing. We'll come back around, and then the next question I want you to think of in a story is have you ever been in a space where you were you bought in, you're just 100% in, and what was that story? And I'll come back to you, Lucia, around that. But I just want to go through a couple of other people here. Melissa, how are you, champion, from over there in Western Australia? Thank you for jumping on the call. I'd like you to describe the feeling like it was like when someone tried to sell you, do a hard, pushy sales and direct pitch to you. What was that? How did that make you feel? Well, what was the story and how did it make you feel?
Look, it was actually just yesterday that this happened to me. And it was somebody that I connected with online, and they literally just came in with the sales pitch. No getting to know me, no, a complete assumption about what I do and what I'm aligned with. And it just felt really, really icky. Just felt yuck.
Yeah.
Just didn't feel great.
Yeah. And does anybody else here want to share a story? Thanks, Melissa, for sharing that. I totally get it, right? And I know that I have been that guy. I have been that person. I'm going to come back to that story in a second. But does anybody else have a story that they'd like to share on what it was felt like when you were just direct pitch or, just really just sold to without any context, without any relationship? Dave says no sales. I totally get it. Sarah.
Yeah. So I have had people pitching to build leads for my business and marketing for my business without even asking what my business is or knowing anything about me at all. And basically, if I needed marketing help, that's what I have you, Dave and Jade, for.
Yeah, right.
Jumping into my inbox, not knowing me at all and saying, hey, I can help you get hundreds of clients. It's like,
yeah, so going in for the kiss, going in for the jugular, and without any sort of context of, you know, whether they can help you or not, right? This is going straight for the kiss. And I get it. I've been there. I've done that. And so a lot of the time this comes from naivety. It comes from learning. And so I want to make sure if you have done this before, it's okay. Like, you know, everybody else in his man, his dog probably done this when we first started. And just want you to understand that it's part of that learning journey. But I wanted to just highlight a couple of stories here to really drive home the impact, the outcome of what it feels like when you get that pitched. Because we're all emotional creatures, right? We're all having an emotional story, an emotional conversation. And when we, you know, feel sold to, it feels icky. I used to basically equate it. So like, I was very passionate. I was very confident. I was very, you know, full of gusto. And I would just go do the same thing to all my friends and family and whoever could come near me. And basically, you know, it got to the point, it's like, oh, here comes Jeff. What's he trying to sell me today? I get it. I was that guy. And the way I describe it is it felt like probably, you know, a puppy dog running up on a beach trying to jump and hump your leg. Like, that is the feeling that we give when people get, you know, into that pitchy space. Cool. We got Jeff J. Hunter tuning in. G'day, Jeff. How you think? Thank you very much for tuning in. Joe, you know, was told to do that way back then. And I was too. Like, when I first started in the sales career, I was, you know, selling door knocking, selling solar power of all things. And when I first came to faith as a Christian about 10 years ago, I was that guy who went around door knocking and asking people for prayer. I get it. I have been that guy. But I also understand I had to slow it down. I had to meet people where they're at. I had to find a way to have that heart-to-heart connection and rise above the noise and cut through the bullshit. And so, like, you know, we need to find ways to connect with people, to meet them where they're at. And so I did that through relationship marketing and relationship building. And so I learned how to really get into that art of space of building rapport, building trust. But then where I went from good to great is I went into that conversation of learning how to master my communication, learning how to get into that space of storytelling. And that's where AI is a really powerful tool, because when we can understand our audience and the conversation that they're having at 3 a.m. in the morning, we can understand the conversations on how we can connect our products and services in a way that doesn't feel salesy. It feels like it's done through storytelling. It feels like it's done through influence. And people hate to be sold to, but people hate being sold to, but we all love to buy, right? Is the saying. And so I just see my young fella Jackson coming in on the screen there with mum with Sarah. So well done, Sarah. And so we all love to buy, right? But what are we buying? We're buying transformation. We're buying outcomes. We're buying results. It doesn't matter what we're selling. We're all selling some form of transformation. And I've got a secret for you. Marketing has not changed. The delivery of the marketing has, the tools that we use have, but the actual style in the way that we market has not changed for thousands of years. This is what I know with Ryan Dice, and actually I learned from Jeff J. Hunter way back, a few years back now. It's called H2H marketing. And I like to, call it heart-to-heart marketing. And this is where your story really does matter. And basically your story positions you to help you to become a person of influence. Hey, hands up, if you've ever read the book, How to Influence People and Win Friends. Have anybody read that book? If not, I highly recommend go read it, because that's what we're doing in today's world on social media, right? We're learning how to influence people and win friends. G'day, Jackson. So that book was a game changer for me, and it was basically how it helped me go from good to great conversation. And that was how we can start to communicate in a storytelling way to connect our message to our audience. So if I could show you how to use AI to help you to do your preparation, so you can do your presentation, so you can communicate in a really effective way, would that be helpful? I drop a couple of kangaroo emojis in the comments for me. If you can't drop that, just find a couple of ones and drop that in the comments for me. And would that be helpful? Because that's what we're going to set out to achieve today. We're actually going to do a part 2 series to this. And what I'm actually going to do is, basically at the end, I'm going to walk you through on how to build a why work with us funnel. This is going to be a 2-part. I was going to try and do it all in one part. I tried to do that this morning, realized that I had way too much stuff to cover and I was really intentional on time. So we're going to do another series in another couple of weeks and pull all this together. But just quickly share my screen with you here. And basically what we're going to show you what to do is how to use AI to create a tool. I think if you just back up here for a second, there are 5 steps to recruitment. If we're talking to network marketers here for a second and affiliate marketers, I really feel that there are 5 basic steps to master. Step 1, we're going to start the conversation, right? And marketing's not where you sell. Marketing's where you start the conversation. Marketing's designed to create curiosity. All the sales that you'll ever do will happen in the back of conversations. Now, whether that's through a messenger, whether that's through email, whether that's through a funnel, or whatever it is you're doing, what you're doing is you're having a conversation with people. Your conversations will equal conversions. But if you do sales your marketing in a way, that is designed to create curiosity, designed to create massive awareness, to build relationship, to build community, you'll bring people to you. This is attraction marketing 101. So start the conversation as step 1. Step 2 is learning how to get into that space of learning how to qualify and invite people to the offer, right? So we've got to learn the art of asking great questions. What happens if you had a tool out there that you could just put in a little bit of information and ask ChatGPT or something like that to help you to ask great questions? How helpful would that be? Well, I'm going to show you later on how we can use AI to do just that. Put your hands up if you're watching here with me, if that would be helpful for you to take you out of the guesswork in that space. Because I hear time and time again as network marketers, the number one thing that most people struggle with is they don't know what right questions to ask. They don't know the message to deliver. So if I could help you to ask qualifying questions and then pitch it in a way, not pitch it, like spin it and put it in a way that it's not a pitch, it's an invitation. That would be helpful too, right? So step 1, start the conversation. Step 2, qualify/invite. And I find the best way to invite people into something is through storytelling. And so I ask questions that highlight the challenges or Sucksville state, like I call it, and like the before state. So I'm wanting to get into that space and understand where they're at, what are the roadblocks, what's things stopping them moving forward. And then I present the opportunity, the invitation in story. And then that leads me to step 3. So what am I inviting people to? Well, I'm inviting them to the next stage in the customer value journey, whether that's a lead magnet, whether that's a sales funnel, whether that's an opportunity call, whether that's come onto a masterclass training, whatever that is, right? It's the next stage in the journey. And I love to use this saying is don't be a tool, use the tools. So a funnel is a really powerful tool when it's set up in the right way to have this conversation with people and meet them where they're at and give them a streamlined process to help them to move forward in the customer value journey. And if you've never heard that term before, that's where we come in here and we help you to create this predictable system to take away the guesswork, to take away the attachment on results. So your people have 3 options. They can either move forward, they can get nurtured, or they can exit out. So we talk a lot about the customer value journey in the Laptop Lifestyle Dads community here. And we use AI as a tool to help us to communicate in a way to speak to people where they're at, whether they're at the very early stages of what we call the caterpillar level, or whether they're at the butterfly level, the before versus after. Very clear here, what we're talking about is we're all selling one form. It's transformation, right? So it doesn't matter whether you're selling a cleaning product, a skincare beauty product, a microbiomes product, a coaching business. You're all selling the result of transformation. And so understanding how we take people through this journey and meet people where they're at is how we learn how to become people of influence and how to become master storytellers. I'm going to show you how we can use AI to be able to position you as that storyteller and do some market research and use some frameworks from experts like Ryan Dice, like Donald Miller, like Darren Hardy, like even Jeff J. Hunter I saw was on this course. Some of the stuff that I'm actually teaching you now, I've learned from these masters. And I'm just going through that learn, do, teach model, right? Pay it forward. We're all building on the shoulders of giants somewhere. So we're going to dive into that space around storytelling, and we're going to help you to get past this space of struggling to tell your story. I just want to quickly check in here. Does anybody struggle with storytelling? Like, I used to suck at this big time. Like, I used to think I'd stumble over my words. I would try to pull it together, a framework for a story, and then I would leave. I'd miss out the call to action. I'd miss out the engagement, and I would just balls it up big time every single time. Well, if I could help you to master storytelling, that would be worth your while today joining this masterclass, would it not? Well, that's what we're going to do. Well, I want you to stick around to the end as well. I'm going to be completely transparent with you. I don't like to beat around the bush. I am going to have an offer for you to be able to come into my inner circle, right? So these are part of my customer value journey, these trainings. This is how I bring people to me to be able to serve them so I can then help be the guide on their journey. But if you'd like to go further down this journey with me, well, then that's where we pay. Now, I've got a really insane deal for you, so make sure you stick around to find out what that is. We're not talking about thousands of dollars. We're talking about probably less than a cup of coffee a day. So make sure you figure out what that is, and I'll invite you into the journey. If it's a fit, great, we can move forward. But let's get back to the masterclass section here. So yes, I'm not sharing my slides here with you on purpose because I've actually found that this more conversational space here, talking to the camera, much more effective than doing death by PowerPoint. However, I've got my own PowerPoint slides here to keep me on cue, right? So why me? Why this? Why now? I get it. Like, who is this random guy, Jeff Ross? You know, this guy presented himself as the caffeinated kangaroo from down under. Well, I've been an internet marketer since 2010. I've gone through the journey of just about every which way you can make money online, through running Facebook ads for people, for building websites and funnels for people, for doing it for myself. One of the pioneers in the drop shipping business model in 2016 and 17. I've been mentored by people like Jeff J. Hunter, by Ryan Dice, by Frank Kern, been in the game a while now. And it feels like it's a bit of an overnight success story that's happening here before my very eyes, but it's 16 years in the making. I have just stayed the course. I've been a student, and now I'm here to be able to help people like yourself. I made $1 million, lost it, made a couple of $1 million, lost it again due to COVID, and now back on this rodeo again to help do this. Now, when I look back before COVID, I was very successful in this space, but it was all about the Jeff Ross show. There was a lot of ego. There was a lot of arrogance behind that. COVID and losing my business humbled me in a big, big way. And I feel like God used that test to bring me back down to a space where I could just go into that servant-hearted leadership space. And so I'm on a mission to help affiliate network marketers, transform them into laptop lifestyle legends, to help them to learn how to master AI and social selling so they can go create a life by design, which is purpose-driven, which is mission-driven, so they can go live the laptop lifestyle, making memories with their family. And so I just love attraction marketing. I love AI. I've got awesome guys to the left of me here like Dave Miller. Dave Miller and I have been together for a while now. He was one of my protege students in that pioneering stage, took what we did through our ChatGPT attraction marketing program and positioned himself now as one of the world's go-to AI consultants. He's the world's best kept secret when it comes to, learning how to master and create AI tools. And I'm so blessed to have this guy in our inner circle supporting the Laptop Lifestyle Dads community, because watch this space. Dave's about to jump off the diving board, and we're about to partner together to launch his little AI toolkit here on Shoply with us, and we're going to rock and roll, and we're going to change the game together. So, Dave, it's an absolute blessing to have you on the team, mate. We're going to come back to Dave in a second because he's going to put himself in the hot seat and we're going to go build this this funnel together. So you help to bring the practical exercise together for here. I'm just going to share my screen there, Dave. So what we're actually going to do over the 2-part series, this is part 1. And part 1 is about helping you to master your message. It's about helping you to get the presentation right, the preparation right. Sorry. So the objective here over this 2-part series is I'm going to teach you how to build a why work with us funnel. Right. So I was talking about the 5 steps to recruitment. We got to, don't be a tool, share the tool. That was step 3. Right. Well, this is about helping you to create that tool. You can use this, lead magnet, a sales funnel, or whatever. The campaign, the structure of it all doesn't really change. So I'm going to show you a system to be able to help you to build some funnels. So part 1 is all about helping you to get the content right, the copy right, the message right. Part 2 is we're going to get onto ClickFunnels and we're going to pull all this together and build a funnel together. And I'm going to show you the why framework and why things are where they are. We're going to go through the caveman test, like Donald Miller likes to call it. And we're going to show you how to book in conversations with people. And so step 3 is don't be a tool, share the tool. Step 4 in the recruitment process is follow-up. The fortune is in the follow-up, right? So once you've shared a tool, you've had a conversation. If people don't move forward, we then reach out to them and we say, okay, cool. So what did you like best about blah, blah, blah? That question there is maybe $1 million over and over again. What did you like best? It's the best follow-up question I've ever split tested out anywhere in the sales game. What did you like best? Was it X? Was it Y? So you can do an alternate close type thing. So we're going to show you a bit more about that as well. And then step 5 in this recruitment process is, okay, do you have any questions or are you ready to get started? So enroll, right? So close. So very, very simple. So a lot of the hard work in sales is done in the first 3 steps. Start the conversation, learn to qualify and invite, and share a tool, don't be a tool. So when you create a tool like this, it gets you out of the sales game. You have to stop selling. And I find when you stop selling, you actually sell more because you let the tool do the work, right? You let the tool do the selling. So I'm going to show you how to build that why work with you XYZ funnel. So we're going to shift gears in a second. We're going to get into some very interactive space here. But I just want to really drive this home. People don't buy from strangers. They buy from connection. I opened up this whole conversation going around with Melissa and Sarah and Lucia and others who are able to share here with us. And I got you to share a story around how it felt like when you got pitched, right? People don't buy from strangers, but they do buy from connection. So we can go from stranger to connection very, very quickly if it's done in the right way. But if we go in for the kiss, if we go in for the jugular too quick, we come across creepy, right? We come across icky. Simon Sinek says always start with the why and then go into the emotions around the how and then wrap up with the logical part around the what. That's a whole nother masterclass for it itself. But we're going to use some of these frameworks in a second with our messaging and how to set up ChatGPT to be able to help us do some of this market research, to be able to help you to communicate your message in an effective way. I'm dropping little subtle hints here. I'm dropping clues along the way for how we're going to use AI, right? So we're going to make sure that you, through your messaging, bring the right people to you. So they come to you so you don't have to keep going to them. For me, it's not an either or conversation. It's a both conversation. I believe we need to go out to people. We need to prospect. Yes, we need to connect with people to build our following. But then we also need to get people to come to us. And it's that 1-2 punch. It's the left jab, right hook sort of punch, right? And that sort of is how we get this predictable system going for people to come to us. And we just go build. And essentially we learn how to become people of influence and we learn how to win friends through storytelling. Influencer marketing, attraction marketing, whatever you want to call it, it's just that you're sharing your story every day. So before I go get Dave to come out here in the hot seat and we start to actually do this interactive part, I'll leave you with this message. Your personal brand. If you don't have a personal brand yet, I highly encourage you to develop your personal brand. You don't have to be a big company. You don't have to be a product or anything like that to have a personal brand. But a personal brand has a few elements. It has a mission. It has a vision. It has core values. It has things they stand for,
things they stand against. And more importantly, it has a story, right? And so your personal brand is not the cool looking logos or the colors or the fonts or the cool looking website. That's not your brand. They're brand identifiers. What your brand actually is the story people talk about you when you're not in the room. So if that's the case, then we need to help create that story, and we need to share that story on a regular basis. So when people talk about us, they're sharing the story and the narrative that we wish them to share. So the vacuum is filled, because if there is no story out there it's clear for them to share, there's something that's memorable, repeatable, and grabs people's attention, then what happens is people start making up shit. They start to try and fill the vacuum, and they start to fill the void with their version of that story. So when people share the story when we're not in the room, we want to give them a story that is as close as possible for them to be able to go repeat to their friends and family and to those other people around in their influence. That's attraction marketing 101. And so when we do this consistently, when we do this on a show up and shine basis, then we just share our story. What we're doing is we're just sharing different elements to our story on a daily basis, right? I put up a post this morning, actually. It was about a experience where it wasn't necessarily a hard and fast direct pitch, but it was still a pitch nonetheless. And this young guy, he just reminded me of how I was 20 years ago. So I had grace, I had understanding, and I knew exactly what he was doing, right? But he was still doing it a little bit too hard and too fast. And I shared that post. And so what I did was I shared the lessons inside that story to be able to connect and relate with my audience. And that post now is, I think I last looked at it, it's got over 53 comments, probably about 53 likes, probably 33 comments. And that's just in the last 6 or 7 hours. So it's starting to get that little micro sort of viral sort of impact, right? So, but that's, you just don't know which post is going to resonate with people and which is going to connect with people. So we show up and we share the story on a daily basis. See, not every post has to have a call to action to buy my shit. What we're doing is we're connecting with people in a way that is relatable, that gives people the opportunity to resonate with us and connect with us. I'll drive this message home before we move on. People don't buy from strangers. They buy from connection. So let's shift gears. Dave, let's get you to unmute yourself, mate. We're going to go to ChatGPT. And I know from our little experiment here with StreamYard this morning, when I do this on Zoom, when you could hear. So you're just going to have to do this little bit of back and forth, Dave. So when you're not talking, I'll get you to unmute yourself there due to the background noise. But when you can, just answer your questions here, and I'll repeat it back to Chatty in a way, and we'll just achieve what we did this morning. Yes. So just to set the stage, what we're going to do is we're going to get ChatGPT to help us to create a story for Dave. So we're going to start with Dave's story, but I'm also going to assume that at this stage of the game that you've been using AI for a little while. So AI has already got a familiarity with you, and it already understands your mission and your vision and your core values. If you're at this stage in the game and you're brand new to this is what our Laptop Lifestyle Dads Academy that I'm going to talk about later will help you to understand how to go and build that out. There's 3 areas that I see a lot of marketers struggle with. They don't know how to nail their niche. They don't, so they're trying to market to everybody. And if you effectively market to everybody, you market to nobody. So you don't know how to nail your niche. We're going to show you how to do that with a customer avatar profile. I'm going to give you a brief overview on how to do this with AI now. The second thing I see people struggle with is they haven't mastered their message, which normally means is they're not clear on their why. They're not clear on their mission that's driving them to get out of bed each day and go, do what they need to do and go through the grind. We do all of this in our academy, in our Laptop Lifestyle Dads Academy. The third thing is they're not clear on the customer value journey. They don't know that this post here is about awareness. They don't know this strategy here is about connecting and engagement. They don't know, okay, we've got to take people out of the cold top of the funnel and bring them into the middle warm of the funnel and bring them into our community and put them onto our list, put them onto our Facebook group to build connection and relationship with them and build community. And then all marketing really is putting the right product in front of the right people at the right time to help sort of, prime people up and build relationship with people and connection with people. As I said, people don't buy from strangers, they buy from connection. But we can get them to go through our system in 5 seconds flat if we do it the right way, right? So I want you to just go through here and some of the buying psychology of what we're talking about here and navigating this space to help people to, yes, I'm here to help you. Yes, this makes me feel great. Okay, what's the next step? Let's do business. So, Dave, we're just going to dive in, switch gears now. I'm going to start with like we did on this morning. I'm going to just teach people how to become storytellers. So, Dave, I want you to just, I'm going to get ChatGPT to ask us questions because I'm going to teach this whole conversational AI approach. And we're just going to have a back and forth conversations, guys, with ChatGPT. So, Dave, whilst we're here, we'll just get everybody to remove from the stage here. We'll bring everybody back after this little interactive part. And let's just make that happen so we can just have you, me, and ChatGPT. And all of those here in the studio, you should still be able to hear us very clearly. You'll just be in the green room here whilst we just do this part of the conversation. So, Dave, let me share my screen. We're going to go to a complete fresh chatbot. And let's get this party started. So I've got to share screen. That helps if I do that one. All right, Dave, how are we going? Can you see my screen? Sorry, Dave, you'll have to.
All right, sorry. Yeah, I can now. Sorry.
Oh, so you've got it. It's getting everybody else see the screen. You've got it all. You've got it pinned.
Right.
Yes. Sorry, just checking on my phone now. You're all good, mate? We're good to go?
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, I can see it on my phone. We're brilliant. Awesome. All right, so I'm just going to set Chatty up. We're going to basically, it's a framework here, so just some very basic prompting framework. I'm going to get ChatGPT to act like a storyteller that has done, worked with Donald Miller from Story Brand. I'm going to get ChatGPT to help us to pull together our story, and I'm going to get ChatGPT to ask us questions one at a time to be able to pull the story together. So we're going to start there. So you ready to go, Dave?
I'm good.
All right. All right. So, Chatty, how you going? I'm just doing a live masterclass for our Laptop Lifestyle Dads community here. And so I want to show them how we can use conversational AI. But I also, what we're doing here is we're bringing together some copy for a Why Work With Us funnel. Now, I'm working here with Dave Miller. We're going to actually ask him a few questions back and forth to be able to pull his story. So let's pretend Dave is he's new to this space. He doesn't know how to do this and how to pull the story together yet. And so I need you to bring this right down to like that 3rd grade level education. And I want you to act like Donald Miller from Story Brand and ask questions here to be able to support Dave to help him to pull together his story in a way that positions him as the go-to expert, but not as the hero of the conversation. We want to position his people that he works with as the hero and Dave as the guide, as the hero maker of the conversation here. Now, I want you to ask me questions to ask Dave back here to help set me up in this space. And let's do this as a two-way type conversation. And I want you to ask questions one at a time so we can go back and forth here. Chatty, can you just confirm that you're ready to rock and roll with those instructions?
Absolutely, mate. I'm ready to help you out with this. Let's make sure Dave's story shines and positions him as the guide for his audience. What's the first question you want to ask Dave?
Well, Chatty, that's where I need you to act as the storytelling expert and give me the questions that I need to ask Dave to be able to help me with that.
Got it. To start, you can ask Dave what inspired you to get into this space. This will help him open up about his journey and motivation.
Cool. All right. I'm going to ask Dave that question, and I'm going to come back to you and give you that answer. Just hang too tight. 2 seconds. All right. So, Dave, let's type this out. So, what inspired you to get into the
Basically, a need to solve a problem that I was having in my own workflow, and basically discovered that I wasn't the only one, and I could actually help people not be afraid of AI and actually leverage it to improve themselves and their business.
Right. So ChatGPT, for those of you who are new to this space or any AI tool, really, it's garbage in, garbage out. So the more information you can give it, the better information you're going to get. Now, I'm working with the paid version, the $20 version here of ChatGPT, so 03 Mini, and it's going to give us the best result that we can get here, nice and fast as well. And so there are other different tools out there. Claude's one, it'll give you a different writing style. But I'm going here right down to the basic levels here and just getting you started to empower you, to equip you, and point you in the right direction. So, Dave, straight away, we can either use voice, like I've just shown you, or we can have a conversation back and forth. That's my preferred way if we were able to do it, using the audio here with StreamYard. But as we found out this morning, Dave, we're probably best just doing it this way. So, Dave, can you describe a specific problem you were facing that made you realize AI could be the solution? And how did that moment shape your journey?
Yeah, I was spending too much time in my business and not enough time with my family, and missing out on, family functions and time with the family.
Now, I'm going to leave the spelling mistakes there because Chatty doesn't actually mind the odd spelling mistakes here. It's actually my friend and supports me in that space. So Dave was spending too much time in his business, not enough time with the family, and getting bogged down in trying to be the solopreneur and husband and father and all that goes with it. Yep, cool. All right, let's go. Cool. All right, so thanks for sharing. With that in mind, the next question you might want to ask, Dave, is when you realized that you were spending too much time on your business at the expense of your family, what was that turning point that made you decide something had to change, Dave?
Missing things with my children and just being around the family, but not actually being around the family. There's no, I guess losing that that feeling of, I guess the presence of actually being there. I was there, but I was not there.
Cool. It was hard to separate both worlds. All right, let's keep going. So here's what's happening here. Now we're having basically like a two-way conversation with Chatty. And so I treat Chatty like a virtual assistant, essentially. I'm a team player. Thanks for that insight. So Dave, let's now dig a bit deeper into that turning point. You might ask Dave, can you share a specific moment or memory when you realized that being physically at home wasn't enough because you weren't truly present with your family?
Yeah, when I was supposed to be doing stuff with the family, and I was, realizing I was still outside on my, iPad or laptop working, pretty much, and I should have been, in having dinner or, spending some time reading my boy books before he goes to bed, and I'd come inside and realize he was already in bed, and that time had already passed.
Quality time with his kids. All right, let's go. Cool. All right, can you see what's happening here, guys? We're building out the story, right? We're starting to, ask the right questions to build the framework for the story. So when you recognized you weren't missing out on those precious moments at the beach in the backyard, I've obviously ad-libbed here a little bit. What was the very first step you took to reclaim your family time, and how did that change inspire you to help others to achieve the same balance, Dave?
I started learning about AI, I guess, was the first thing. And I did think I knew a little bit about it, but then obviously I ran into Jeff Ross and the ChatGPT Unleashed program and realized I didn't know as much as I thought I did.
Cool. I'm just going to use voice mode here now. So Dave started learning all about AI. He started throwing himself down that rabbit hole, but then realized he didn't know what he didn't know. He came across Jeff Ross's boot camp there probably about 18 months ago, if not longer now, and got onto Jeff's boot camp there and realized, wow, like this is a game changer around how AI can support me with my content marketing, with my email marketing, essentially with my project management and all of that. So went all in down the rabbit hole with AI and Jeff, and we basically started to embrace it and learn how to empower it. And through that journey, I went through Jeff's ChatGPT Unleashed program for the attraction marketing, and I learned how to really master his niche, and Dave learned how to master his message. But more importantly, what Dave found through that was his love of AI, and he was able to geek out and use his mechanical brain to be able to create these amazing AI helpers. That basically, there's two ways to delegate, right? We can either delegate to people, and we can get people on our team, but that becomes an expensive journey. Or we can delegate to tools. So it's instead of learning where to find other tools, Dave learned how to build his own helpers and build his own tools. So I know Dave now has got an AI helper toolkit, like a copywriter, an email marketer, a funnel developer, just about anything and anything that you can think of in the marketing space. Dave has a little AI helper tool there built out, ready to rock and roll. So much so that, we've partnered together in this space, and Dave's my go-to AI consultant. So he's basically taken Jeff's training and gone and built on that. And anything now that's more in that advanced techie chat custom GPT or AI video space, I go to Dave for all that support now. So this is where Dave started off very much as that caterpillar level, and now he's at that butterfly level, helping to support the Laptop Lifestyle Dads community and other clients in that AI consultancy space. So Chatty, does that help answer your question?
Mate, that's a brilliant journey right there. From feeling overwhelmed and disconnected to completely transforming his workflow and even becoming the go-to AI consultant. What a legend. Now, to tie it all together, you could ask Dave, looking back at where you started and where you are now, what's the biggest piece of advice you'd give to someone who's in that same struggle, juggling?
So Dave, over to you, mate. Looking back at where you guys started now, what is the biggest piece of advice you give to someone who's just in the same struggle that you were, juggling business and family, and feel like they're drowning in work?
Find a way to remove that roadblock. And well, I mean, there's probably no other way to say it. I should give you a plug and just say, come and join the ChatGPT Unleashed program and learn some stuff so that you can actually, learn how to deal with all these things. And that'll get rid of the problem for you.
And I appreciate those kind words and that blessing. Thank you. Like, I really received that. And for those of you who are watching, we've got a pretty awesome affiliate marketing program set up where, Dave can refer people to us and all that sort of thing, and he can still earn a commission, and you can too as well, right? So it's that really community collaborative project. But let me just help answer this question for Chatty, and let's bring this part and we'll go to the next space where we're going to go into customer avatar research. So Chatty, Dave would recommend people join the ChatGPT Unleashed program or the Laptop Lifestyle Dads Academy program with Jeff Ross. And, actually Dave's one of the coaches there in the Academy program as well. And so is Jade Winsley. So basically, for those who are just getting started, those who are struggling in the space, Dave's advice would be to get a mentor, get a coach. That's probably the fastest way to succeed in anything in life. A good mentor is not there to save you or rescue you, but they're there to empower you and equip you and support you and give you the skill set so you can get up and run and do the work a lot faster. That's probably the only way I would call a shortcut to success. You still got to do the work, but instead of trying to figure it out yourself, a wise person will learn from somebody else with their shared experience and their mistakes that they've made. To be very blunt, a fool will go and make their own mistakes and run over their own feet. And, I know Jeff Ross speaking here. I very much was that fool. I had to go and learn the hard way. So don't be Jeff. Go be Dave and learn like Dave did and be the smart one in the conversation and the wise one and go learn from other people's mistakes.
Mate, that's gold. Dave's advice is spot on. Mentorship is the real shortcut because it helps you avoid the pitfalls others have already navigated. Now, to wrap this into a solid story, you could ask, Dave, if you had to sum up your journey from overwhelmed solopreneur to AI consultant in one sentence, what would it be? Hugh.
All right, Dave. So let's bring it home, mate. If you had to sum up your journey from overwhelmed solopreneur to AI consultant in one sentence, what would that be?
I thought she said one word. I was going to say awesome sauce, but anyway.
No, one sentence.
One sentence.
Let's just leave it like that. Awesome sauce. That's pretty cool. Let's go there. Let's see what happens.
Using a Jeff Frost tonality there.
Boom sauce.
Yeah, there you
All
go.
right.
There's the other one.
All right. So what's the common challenge? Okay. All right. So I think we've got enough here. Thinking about success and learning from mentors. What's one common challenge you've seen folks starting with AI? And how do you suggest they come over it? Let's answer that question and then we'll pull this up. So
yeah, well, I would say make sure that you've got a coach or a mentor that's actually done the work. Somebody that's actually been in the trenches or still in the trenches, because there's a lot of people out there that can talk the bullshit, but they can't actually walk the walk.
a true guide who's been where you want to be.
Correct.
All right. How are we going for time, Dave? Cool. We're awesome. We're good on time.
Yeah, 6:40. So you got heaps of time.
How do we go from okay? Hey, Chatty, this is really, really awesome. I think we've got enough base information here to be able to pull together a story in a way that helps position Dave as the go-to AI consultant. And, you know, Jeff Ross, the Laptop Lifestyle Dads Academy, is where he helped to, you know, be the bridge in that conversation. Now, I want you to make Dave the hero of the story. Actually, I want to make Dave the hero maker of the story. And then we're going to talk about his customer avatar profile and make them the hero. So Dave is the bridge from Sucksville to Awesome Town. So just before we pull our story together, are you ready now to start doing a deep dive on our customer avatar profile?
Absolutely, mate. We've positioned Dave as the guide, the bridge from Sucksville to Awesome Town, helping others unlock the power of AI. Now, let's dive into the customer avatar profile. Who exactly is Dave helping? What's keeping them up at night? And what's their biggest struggle right now?
Well, brilliant. I'm just going to jump in here now to speed this process up a bit here. And so I'm very familiar with Dave's profile here for his avatar. So let's just quickly talk about this. I want you to act like a market research assistant. I want you to act like a psychological, buying psychological data in that space. And we want to pull together a customer avatar profile that dives into the neuroscience, the emotional triggers, the story that's keeping them awake at 3 a.m. in the morning, and the buying psychology and all of that. So we want to go deeper than just the demographical data, right? We want to, you know, basically go into what they stand for, what they stand against, what their likes, their dislikes are, and create a really clear picture of the detailed customer. So what we're talking about here is frustrated affiliate network marketers who have been probably in the game for 5 to 10 years, and you know, they really love the concept of making money online from home, but they've just never been able to find a way to break free from the grind. To really crush it and you know, go from, you know, maybe $500 a month to $10,000 a month. Like, they're looking to really bring the income in so they can provide for their family and support their family. Most of these people that we work with are mums and dads who have, you know, sort of not preteen kids, sort of teen kids, maybe like older teens. So, you know, they're looking to really go and support their family and provide the laptop lifestyle. And we're here in a space to be able to teach them how to master attraction marketing, social selling, and AI, so they get them out of the space where they have to stop chasing people down and link spamming and direct pitching, but they can have people come to them. Essentially, we're helping people to build a proven, predictable attraction marketing model that we're teaching people the fundamental foundational marketing skills around personal branding. Does that help you to give you a bit of a sort of overview of the person that we're working with?
Absolutely, mate. You've painted a clear picture of the avatar. Frustrated affiliate network marketers, mostly parents with older kids, stuck in the grind and unable to break through. Now let's dive deeper into the psychology, buying triggers, and emotional journey that drives their decision making. Customer avatar, the stuck and frustrated network marketer. 1. The emotional triggers, what keeps them up at 3 a.m. Fear of failure. They've tried for years, but nothing seems to work long term. They question if they'll ever succeed or if they're just not cut out for this. Guilt and regret. They feel like they're missing out on their family's best years while grinding for an online income that never materializes. They worry their kids will remember them as always working, but never present. Overwhelm and confusion. They're drowning in strategies, courses, and conflicting advice. Social media feels exhausting, and they don't know where to focus. Burnout and self-doubt. They've spent years grinding with little to show for it, and they wonder, am I just wasting my time? Frustration with outdated tactics. They hate cold messaging, spammy DMs, and pitching to people who aren't interested. They want leads to come to them effortlessly, but don't know how to make that happen. And 2, what they stand for and against they stand for. Building a real sustainable business online, not just another side hustle. Providing for their family while having time to actually enjoy life. Learning how to attract the right people instead of chasing uninterested prospects. Using AI, automation, and smart systems to work smarter, not harder. They stand against pushy, outdated sales tactics like cold DMs, friend stacking, and pressure selling. Hustle harder mentalities that just lead to burnout. Feeling like another number in a company with no real mentorship. Building a business that still feels like a job, stuck trading time for dollars. 3, psychological buying triggers, what moves them to take action.
Cool. All right,
Proof
I'm going
of
to pull up here.
success.
All right, so we can see here it's gone really, really detailed. And look, I could go even further detailed than this, right? So this is just an exercise to show you how to pull into the right direction here. But we're going to buying psychology. We're going to how Dave now is the bridge in the conversation. So now what I want to do is I want to pull all this together and I'm going to create a story, right? And remember how I started this whole conversation? Sorry, let me just bring this here back. You remember how I started this whole conversation around personal branding? What is personal branding? It's the story that people talk about you when you're not in the room. So I'm just going to just quickly bring everybody back to the stage here, and then we'll go back and we'll bring this home. So those of you who've got your camera turned on, if you want to come onto the stage, let me know. Just turn your camera on and we'll bring you on. So I just want to just quickly go around the room and just maybe ask 2 or 3 people here and just check in. So Lucia, where's your geek radar at the moment from 1 to 10? Are you really geeking out with us here? And what are you learning? Like, what do you love best about this whole approach so far?
Geeking out. Absolutely geeking out. If you haven't noticed, I know that I was watching what you were saying, and I'd forgotten about the microphone. I'd actually forgotten about the bloody microphone. I can't believe it. I saw you doing it. I'm like, holy, So
Two-way conversation.
Yeah. But I love Dave's, what was the first step? And then, what your pain point was, Dave, that not being connected to your family. For me, it's, I feel like I'm not present when I have conversations with my family. So, it's torn. And I really resonated with that. So I noted that down because that just came to me, dropped in as you were doing that. So,
right.
Geeking out.
Well, you watch what happens with our copy as we pull this together now, and how we're going to be able to bring you in straight away because that's connecting to your heart, right? Remember, I said this whole conversation is around having a conversation with our people in that heart-to-heart space, and we're meeting people where they're at. So we've got to understand, our story, and we've all got to understand their story so we can bridge it together. Yeah, love that. And so Jeff, Jeff's probably one of my older students. I'm not going to mention your age, Jeff, but I love how you've been in this space for a while now. We've got people from as young as 13 working with us up until Jeff. So if Jeff can learn how to do this and come into this space, anybody can. There's nothing stopping you from coming into it as well. So Jeff, I'd love to hear from you, mate. Where's your geek radar at on a 1 to 10 scale? And what are you learning through this? What do you like best so far?
Well, I'm just learning different ways of using ChatGPT, and I'm probably on about level 7 at the moment. I've still got a lot to learn. I'm still stuck with the first version of ChatGPT. I've tried to buy into the other one, but it rejects my Stripe.
All right.
Rejects my card.
All right. Well, maybe you need to reach out to myself and Dave, and we'll help you to troubleshoot that in the background. But mate, I just love how coachable you are, and you're just always hungry to learn. And I love that you're an example for, senior leadership to just go in there and doesn't matter what age number is, you just go in there and do the work and figure it out. And you are like an epitome of that space in the 80s and above. And I just love it, Jeff. I'm really always admired by your tenacity and your resilience and how you just show up. It's really beautiful. So thank you.
Yeah. The thing is that doing this sort of thing keeps you young.
Yes, totally agree. Love it. Love it. Love it. Cool. All right. Well, let's keep moving forward. So thank you, Jeff. Cool. All right. Let's go back to bringing this home now. And so I'm just going to remove everybody from the stage, and we'll bring this home. And what we're going to do is we're going to do an interactive Q&A. So Joe, Lucia, Jeff, you got Jaya, whoever's in the stage here, hang around with us because I want to do some hot seat coaching and some Q&A with you and make this really, really, really interactive. So come to me with your burning questions and let's geek out. So Joe Sweeney says, fully geeking out. Laugh out. Our partner is jealous. I've got an unhealthy codependent relationship with ChatGPT, Joe. I think Sarah calls ChatGPT my second wife. So I totally understand what you're saying there. I spend a little bit more too much time with ChatGPT, so I totally get that. Cool. All right, let's go back to Chatty, and let's bring this home. So Dave, can you just make sure that we're spotlighted here on the screen? Awesome. Okay. Ready to go, Dave? Can you just unmute yourself, mate? I can't see
you. Yeah, sorry. Yep. I'm just waiting for it to. Yeah,
awesome.
There we go. Yep. Just make sure it's on the live stream as well.
All right. Looks good on my phone. All right. Let's do it.
Yep.
All right, Chatty. So I want you to act like Donald Miller. I want you to act like Simon Sinek in a bit of a combination here. And I want you to take the market research here that we've done from our customer avatar profile and pulling together, Dave's story. And I want you to pull together like a hero's journey type story here to position Dave as the go-to expert, but not as the hero, as the guide. Can you help me to put together like a bit of a story to help us to develop his personal brand here? And then the next part in here is we're going to turn this story into like a direct sales letter, acting like Dan Kennedy or Russell Brunson here in this space to bring together a direct sales letter to position like the copy we need and the framework for a why work with Dave funnel. So we've got a couple of things here to do to bring this home, but can you just start with the story, please, and bring that together? Hey, ask me questions if you need clarification.
Sure thing, mate. Here's the hero's journey story positioning Dave as the trusted guide, not the hero, and bridging the gap for struggling affiliate marketers. From burnout to breakthrough, how Dave became the AI mentor that changed everything. Dave was no stranger to the grind. Like so many struggling affiliate marketers, he started with a dream of building a business from home, creating financial freedom, and spending more time with his family. But reality hit hard. Instead of enjoying the laptop lifestyle, Dave found himself glued to his screen.
All right, so I'm going to read that out here now just to help us speed it up as well. We're going to be here all night. All right, so I've cut it off. So let me just quickly just redo this. It hasn't like me stopped it in halfway. Hey, don't stop it halfway. You'll break it. It's all right. Let's just refresh it here. All right, come on, Chatty. Wake up. Let's do this. Hello. I think I broke it, Dave. Should have just left it going. Here we go. All right. Story point. All right. So redo this. Technology is great when it works. All right. Let's do this. I'm going to do the old close down, restart trick. So ChatGPT, wakey, wakey. Wake up, Jeff. You're missing all the fun now. Wake up, Jeff. You're missing all the fun now.
The caffeinated kangaroo got the better of ChatGPT. Keep up.
All right. We're good. Let's do this. Wake up, Jeff. You're missing all the fun now. Who knows the Wiggles? All right. Redos. Oh, hang on. We're still frozen. Come on. Don't do this to me now. Please don't. I'm live. That's always happens when you don't want it to do it. All right.
It's had a big day.
It has had a big day, hasn't it, Dave?
Yep, it has.
All right, here we go. I've got to go now. I think I've used it a fair bit today. It's a bit tired. All right, so here we go. We got our story. Now, I actually want to now reword this story, and I want to put Dave's character, customer avatar, as the hero of the story, right? So not Dave. Like I'm reading this story straight away, and it's like, oh, we're going to change that because it's all about Dave is no stranger to the grind, blah, blah, blah. So now we want to turn this into a direct sales letter that we're sharing Dave's story throughout it all, but we're talking to that voice in your customer avatar's head that's keeping them awake at 3 a.m. in the morning. And so we're going to position them as the hero of the story and Dave as the guide. Does that make sense? So let's just quickly make that correction. All right, so I want you to take Dave's story now, Chatty, and I want you to position our customer avatar as the hero of the story and Dave as the guide. Now, I want you to act like Dan Kennedy and Russell Brunson and bring together a direct sales letter style that's talking to that conversation to our ideal customer avatar, you know, that conversation that keeps them awake at 3 a.m. in the morning full of stress and anxiety. And I want you to help me to pull together a direct sales letter. Essentially, it brings together for our Why Work With Us tool, you know, Why Work With Dave. And so we're going to use this direct sales letter to build a funnel out. So I need you to bring it into the framework of a Why Work With Us funnel and use the direct sales letter to be able to help us with the copy for this funnel. So act like Russell Brunson and Dan Kennedy to pull this together. We're going to do this in a couple of stages. I want you to do the first revision. Then I'm going to ask you to give me some feedback and revise it, and we're going to tweak it and adjust it. So ask me any questions if you're unsure, but let's get to work. Come on, Chatty, you can do it. Put your back into it. It's stinking. It's stinking. I might have broken ChatGPT. All right. Give it another 5 seconds.
I think it takes a little bit longer now too because of the reasoning.
Yeah, it's gone from 3.0 to 4.0. I just see that now. What I'm actually going to do, failed to generate. Let's just see if I'm being a bit impatient, and normally I should just wait here to let it do its work, but I'm also present to everybody's time, so The impatience has got the better of me. All right. Let's do this. I'll copy that story and start a new chat. Normally I wouldn't do this. Normally I want to keep it in the same chat bot here because it's got all this information and it's building on that. But it's having a funny 5 seconds here, guys. So let me just quickly refresh one more time. Maybe just open it up, try one more time before we move on with that. Gotta love doing lives like this when you're doing it on the fly with a show don't tell approach. Okay, now we're good. All right, we're back. Let's bring it back. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. We're good. Patience is a virtue. Jeff has none of. All right, so you can see here it's gone into Canvas with that style there. So it's got the why work with Dave, and it started to bring that framework in, right? So, okay, it's giving me the actual sales letter that we're actually asked for in that space. So let me, okay. Let's do it this way. So we're going to bring it up into Canvas. So we're going to open up that. And, okay. I want to act like Darren Hardy or whoever you wanted to act like. You put in whatever, yeah. Darren Hardy's one of these guys. I like his style. And provide feedback on this sales letter and revise from Darren's feedback. So I've stumbled across this the other day asking experts for feedback when we're on a hot seat coaching session, and it's been our little feedback loop, and it's been gold. And so is it doing its thing? Or I really broken it. Come on. You frozen? Let's try it this way. Oh, here it goes. Now it's doing its thing. So it's analyzing it. So it's going to go through and it's giving me feedback. Consider it toting Oprah. This is strong emotional hook. This section could be solid, but consider adding quick real world example. So this is a new feature with ChatGPT that's come out in the last couple of weeks. It's just this Canvas process here. All right, cool. All right, so it's giving me the feedback. I provided the feedback of Darren Harris stuff. I was focusing on tightening hook and let me know if you'd like to revise further. Okay, reword now from this feedback. All right, so now it's going to redo that story, right? You'll see it change in action as time. Here we go. So it's rewording it. It's just so it's kept the main body of the copy there, and it's just adding the different corrections there to the rest of it. That's pretty cool, this Canvas. I like this Canvas tool. All right. So now I believe we've got what we need to go to pull together. So you can see here now, I've got my headline. I could put a video there. I've got the why work with Jeff Ross. And so we've got all the elements coming together here. So why work with Dave, the AI mentor who's been where you are and knows a way out. Struggling to break free from the grind. Tired of the hustle with the little to show for it? Keep reading. It's 3 a.m. in the morning. You're lying in bed, exhausted, yet your mind won't switch off. The weight of your business, the struggle, the frustration, it all keeps you awake. You've tried everything, posting daily, sending DMs, joining yet another team training, promising the magic formula, but the results, a trickle, maybe a couple of sales here and there. Definitely not enough to give your family the financial freedom you've dreamed of when you started this journey. And the worst part is your family is right in the next room, fast asleep, while you're still glued to your laptop, trying to figure out how the hell to make this work. You're home, but you're not present. And deep down, you're wondering if all this effort is even worth it. Hey, does it sound familiar? The harsh truth. The system you were sold is keeping you stuck. For years, you've been told that to keep the success is more hustle, more outreach, more content, more grinding. But here's the truth. No one's telling you. That's outdated and it's keeping you stuck. If you're tired of chasing prospects who never reply, cold DMing strangers and getting ghosted, spending hours creating content that nobody sees, feeling overwhelmed by sheer amount of work it takes to keep up, then you're not alone. And it's not your fault. You are handed a broken marketing model. But here's the good news. There is a better way. Hey, meet Dave, the guide who's been there and built the bridge to freedom. Dave knows exactly where you've been because he was you. He started as a solo affiliate marketer, grinding day out and night, missing out on his kids, constantly feeling he was drowning. He did all the right things, posting daily, reaching out, trying every trick in the book, and it still wasn't enough to see traction. Then he found AI-powered attraction marketing, and everything changed. Dave didn't just use AI, he mastered it. He figured it out how to automate his content and his marketing so he wasn't glued to his screen. Attract the right leads instead of chasing the wrong ones. Build AI assistants that handle the busy work so he could focus on what really mattered. Finally, created a proven, predictable system for generating sales online. Today, Dave is the AI mentor inside the Laptop Lifestyle Dads Academy, helping marketers like you escape the grind and build a business that actually gives you freedom. So why work with Dave? Because Dave isn't some guru selling a dream. He's in the trenches doing the work. He's helped countless affiliate network marketers transform their businesses by leveraging AI and attraction marketing to create a predictable income without burnout. When you work with Dave, you get a proven system, done for you AI tools, personalized mentorship, a supportive community. So what's next? If you're ready to start chasing and start attracting leads, use AI to work smarter, not harder, scale your business without sacrificing your time or your sanity, then it's time to take action. Boom. I don't know if I could get that any better. Who wants to work with Dave Miller now? I know I do. I think Dave wants to work with himself. Let's bring everybody back here, Dave, and let's just have a moment here to geek out and have a bit of a Q&A with everybody. That was pretty cool, right? To be able to help you to master your message in a way that speaks directly to people's audience's heart. That was the promise of tonight's call. Hands up if you feel that we achieved that promise. Come on, we should have seen everybody's hand up. Give me a couple of ones in the comments below if you feel that has helped you to learn how to be a better storyteller and a better communicator right away. Now, drop a couple of comments up. Give me hands up. Yeah? Cool. Absolutely love it. So let's go around the room. Let's do a quick Q&A. We've got literally like 15, 20 minutes left. And I want to sort of bring this in. So Q&A style, if you had the opportunity to, pick the brains of, two AI masters here, social selling attraction masters, what would be your burning question? What's the $1 million question and how can we support you? Probably got enough time here for maybe 2 or 3 questions. And then we'll get going. Hey, g'day, Stefan. How you going, champion? So Jaya, Jeff, Sarah, Joe, Lucia, Q&A time, I suppose. Let's start with what did you like best about all that? And what's your burning question? Who would like to go? Put your hand up or unmute yourself. Either way, let's go.
I just want to say, Jeff, that was fabulous. I love the feedback. I hadn't thought of that when doing ChatGPT. So I love that. And it just ticks the boxes on what people are thinking, and you're tightening up the offer. So I really love that. Thank you so much.
So quick story on that. So we were putting our students in the hot seat, giving them feedback and constructive criticism. And I thought, hang on, how about we position the experts to give feedback? So I stumbled on it. I basically stumbled on that experimentation. And the feedback loop has been a game changer in itself. So thank you for highlighting that. Cool. Who would like to go? Jaya, how you going, champion? My brother from another mother over in America.
I'm good, man. That was awesome. My charger's it decided to break, so I had to go get my other charger. So I've been.
That's all right, buddy. Hey, what time you got over there? It must be like 3 a.m. in the morning.
It's 4:14. Yeah, man, I was
Love it.
struggling. I actually, I had to like shower to stay awake to get on this call. Yeah,
Well, I appreciate the
man.
hustle, man.
Anytime, man. Anytime, man.
What was the big thing that highlighted for you? Like, what did you like best about that?
Well, I love I love how you can use ChatGPT to essentially learn and interact about basically anything. And it's nice to see how it created that story because that's something I've been struggling with for a long time is telling my
Yeah,
story, you know.
yeah. So can you
So that
see
was really
now
nice.
by just doing some preparation, it'll help you to get better presentation and help you to get your communication dialed in?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was really nice to see that live. That's I'm gonna have
yeah.
to go over this recording again because like I said, I'm a bit tired.
Yeah, no, I get it, man. Well, thank you very much for getting up at 3 a.m. in the morning and joining us. I really appreciate you.
No problem. No problem.
Cool. Does anybody else have any questions or any other comments before we move on? No. Dave, way you go, champion.
I was just going to ask you if you know how much I charge to work with me. That was all.
$10,000 an hour, isn't it, mate?
Sweet. I better sign up for that one. No,
I
I
think
just
you're
wanted to add a couple of comments, I suppose, in the fact that, since you discovered that feedback loop, we've actually been using it quite a bit in the academy and stuff that we've been doing. And it is really a game changer. And the funny thing is, though, you can use the same people and you can get them to give it feedback several
different
times.
feedback each time. So feedback.
And I'll
goes
still give you
feedback,
different feedback because it does work on probability, I guess. But the thing is, it because it's sort of learning a bit more and realizing that you're not quite there with it, it actually gets better each time you do it too. So you can really fine tune your message to market and whatever else you're doing at the time.
Yeah,
And
I think we've got
feature.
we got one project on the go at the moment for one of our clients here, and we've done the feedback loop I think about 8 or 9 times, and it just gives it that little extra oomph, that little 1%, that little 2%, that change, and it's pretty cool.
It's awesome work.
Cool. All righty. Well, I'm just going to bring this whole conversation home. As I did mention at the very beginning here that we do have an opportunity here to work with us. So essentially, we have 2 ways that you can work with us. You can come talk to us and we can work out how we can do work for you. We've got our own done for you services now. I've restarted the digital marketing agency side of it. I'm now working with clients like Joseph McClendon III, Malcolm Jamal Warner, the Los Angeles Tribune. We've just brought on some really big clients, a big skincare product, an NLP space. And so we're speaking on the global stage. We're supporting the global community. Those of you who are around tomorrow, 9 a.m. Sydney time till 2 p.m. tomorrow, I'm hosting the first Australian Marketing Summit with the Los Angeles Tribune. And so that's going to be the first of many. And for those of you who are speakers and would like to get onto the next one, make sure you reach out to me and we can have a conversation. We've got a mission to put a spotlight on the global thought leaders and give a voice to the voiceless and give us a global stage through the the LA Tribune. So watch that space. Next one coming up in May will be the Australia Leadership Summit. So we've got one happening tomorrow and we've got one happening in May, and we're also going to be launching the Australian Journal off the back of that. So I've stepped up in a big way in that space. I'm now taking on all of the basically done for you marketing services for Los Angeles Tribune. And so we've started a digital marketing agency overnight and we're looking after our clients in that space. But the other way we love to help people, and this is the way I've been doing it now for the last 3 years, is coaching and mentoring. So we've got 2 programs. Essentially, it's our Laptop Lifestyle Dads Academy. That's our foundational program to help you to learn to get your fundamentals. And it's about helping you to nail your niche, master your message, find your voice, and start to become that person of influence and start to master storytelling to get your personal brand going. Our ChatGPT Unleashed program, that's our 12-month mentoring pack where we work with you basically one-on-one, unlimited, to help you to dial in your customer value journey, to help you to position yourself as the go-to expert to serve your community. We've got a few of our students here. Jay is one of them. Jeff was one of our pioneers. Dave was one of our pioneers. I know Jo Sweeney here is on our call. She's doing our academy. And so if you'd like to learn a bit more about that, there's 2 ways that you can get started. Dave, if you just want to drop in our Calendly link, please, mate. So the first way is you can come and book in a call with me. Let's get on a 15-minute virtual coffee. So Dave's going to drop in our Calendly link. And the second way there, Dave's just dropped in, is our Laptop Lifestyle Dads Academy. So you can come join our academy for just $50 per month. There's no lock-in contracts. You can come in and stay as long as you want. We've also got an offer there where you can come join for the whole year for just $497, and you can save yourself 2 months. And that's our starting point into the whole coaching program. Come and ask any of our students. We've got about 30 students in the program. We only launched it about 10 weeks ago, and we're off into the races. What I love about this is right from week 1, light bulbs are going off, traction's happening, people are mastering their message, they're finding their voice, they're getting their mission right, and you can see their marketing shift in a big way, that it goes from sort of salesy and pitchy to storytelling and building influence, and their engagement starts to pick up straight away, so they start to get traction in that space. And so if you'd like help with that, let's reach out. Let's have a conversation. You can either get started right away by jumping onto that Shoply link and go to the Laptop Lifestyle Dads Academy, or you can jump onto a call with me. We can have a 15-minute chat with each other, explore what it looks like, see if it's a good fit for you, and go down that rabbit hole together. So, guys, that's pretty much all we have for today. I just want to maybe just close out and maybe just check in with a couple people. And I suppose, what did you like best about this whole approach? And, also just to set the stage for the next one, always lead to event, right? The next one, this is part 1 of the series. Dates to be announced because I'll need to rejig my calendar, but we'll bring in a part 2 where we'll take that information that we built today with the copy of that direct sales letter, and we'll show you how now to go over to ClickFunnels and build a funnel out in about half an hour to 40 minutes. And just how you can create a little why work with us little landing page that connects to Calendly. So then you've got a really awesome tool, so you don't have to be the tool. And all you have to do is just connect people to your 15-minute call, book them in, let's go, and let's rock and roll. So, Stefan, love to hear from you, mate. What did you like best about today's masterclass? And do you have any questions while we're here before we wrap up? It should be good. I can see you're unmuted, Stefan, but I can't hear you. I'm not sure what's going on there, mate. Might have to play around your mic settings. I'll come back to you, Stefan, if we get an opportunity. Sarah, over to you, champion. What did you like best about all this? And for those who don't know, Sarah's my beautiful wife.
Yeah. Each time I watch one of these or sit in on the academy, I learn so much more. But I'll freely admit, earlier in the year, calling me tech inept would have been pretty appropriate, would have been pretty accurate. I'm getting much more comfortable with just having a play with it and seeing what happens. And I'm using Chatty a lot for my podcast, and I'm really loving how much it helps me with that, just to make sure that the message I'm getting out there is the one that I want to be putting out there, or that the questions that I'm asking people are appropriate questions that are going to get.
Well, let's take a step back there. So what I've done is I've helped you to learn how to use AI so you can do the market research of your guest, right? So you go and you ask ChatGPT to say, okay, I'm going to research, Stefan here, and we're going to find out all the information on Stefan before as a guest for our interview, and you start from that basis, and then you go and ask ChatGPT to ask you some questions to shine, Stefan's genius zone, but serve your audience with your podcast mission and pull together the whole interview right from beginning to end, right?
Yeah. And I can even get into that if it's something that there's a lot of research about it. So I do a lot of stuff on mental health and on physical health, or got one coming up on homelessness. I've done stuff on youth, and if there's statistics and research, I can get Chatty to pull all that together and make it flow so it just fits in with it, so it doesn't sound like I'm just reading off this great big list of of numbers
So,
of, yeah,
if
this
you
is how
thought-
many people do that. It
If you
can
thought
actually
2
put
years
you
ago,
public.
2 years ago that you'd be hosting a podcast, and I think you're up to almost like your 8th episode, what would
Yep.
you think? 2 years
I would
ago,
have laughed my head off at you and told you were on drugs.
Love it. So this is what empowerment looks like, and using the right tools looks like. It releases you, and it helps you to be leveraged and amplify your voice. I love it. Watch this space. Cool. Stefan, did you work out your mic, mate? You did? Cool. All right. Let's bring you back out. Let's see. Let's try that one. Cool.
Can you hear me now?
Sure can. G'day, mate. How
Can
are
hear
you?
me? Oh,
Yes.
there you go. Yeah, very good. And yourself?
Very good. Good to see you.
Good. Yeah, no, great. Good set. Yeah, no, it's been a while. Been out of the limelight a little bit lately. So yeah, no, it's good. Back on deck now. So very excited for what's happening. And look, I was on the Facebook Live watching, and thought I'd pop in here so I can engage a little bit better with you. And yeah, really good session. AI is going leaps and bounds, as we all know. We're all kind of diving into it significantly, and it's certainly enjoyable getting into it and watching what you guys are doing over here. I haven't been on the sessions all that much lately, so it's exciting to see where you're heading with it.
No, it's
really
but
really good.
I remember we started this whole journey together, right back at the beginning, about 18 months ago, and how far it's come out since then. Like, it's just leaps and bounds. And I'm really excited to see where it goes over the next 12 months, 2 years, and how far advanced it can go. It's definitely been a lot more simplified, right?
Yeah, 100%. Now it's there's a few things we'll talk about. I want to get Dave and yourself on a call and have a bit of a chat about what's happening in the world of AI, and we've got some exciting stuff to share with you as well. So it should be a great call. Awesome.
Love to set that up. As Dave says, the robots are coming. I think they're here, mate. I don't think they're coming. Well, guys, thank you very much. Thanks, Stefan. Let's call it a wrap. So if you'd like to jump into our academy, if you haven't already, make sure you click on that link. Dave, can you just share that link one more time, please, mate? And if you haven't got a call book with me, but you'd like to, grab that coffee chat with me as well. Let's make that happen. This is how we go run together and we go build together. I would leave you with this. I really believe that we're in a space now that knowledge is worth $0. Why would I say that? I've just sold you onto my laptop last night, Dad's Academy, right? So what are you paying for when you come join the Academy? Well, you're not paying for knowledge. You can go to YouTube, you can go to ChatGPT even now to ask it to troubleshoot and get everything that you need for $0 with the tools that are out there. So what are you paying? You're paying for wisdom. You're paying for experience. You're paying for community. You're paying for support. A community, the one that helps you to feel seen, heard, known, equals essentially loved. And so I would go far as saying that the world is starving for connection. The world is starving for trust. The world is starving for community and collaborative projects. And, even more so since COVID now, we've gone more virtual in that space. And I see that we're now becoming more of a global community more than ever. And you can just see right here, we've got people from America at 3 a.m. in the morning. We've got Western Australia. We've got Brisbane. We've got Tasmania. The last call that we did this morning, we had probably about all the states of America, I think, based over the whole country, 4 or 5 different time zones. We've got people in our community that are from the Philippines, from Vietnam, from the United Kingdom. We are a global community now. And I feel like people are starving for connection in a big, big way. And I started this whole conversation off. People don't buy from strangers. They buy from connection. So mastering the art of communication, mastering the art of connection, and getting involved in a collaborative community where we go run this race together. We get in the trenches, we get our hands dirty, and we go build together. That's what people will pay for. And I believe that they'll pay big dollars for that in certain circles because they need that. And we can hold your hand through the whole process. I'm just a guide. You know, I'm not the hero of the story. You are the hero. And it's my absolute blessing and privilege to be the guide on this journey. And that's all anybody ever really is we're just somebody's guide. The only difference between you and I is the 10,000 hours plus, I'd say 100 hours to really 100,000 hours in this space in experience and in wisdom. So my job as a mentor is to help you to avoid the deft-climbed cliffs and the pitfalls and help guide you and shape you. But very, very clear. Not here to rescue you. Not here to save you. I don't want to create a codependent relationship with anybody. Been there, done that. It's the road to burnout. I've had to step up in my own leadership and I've had to grow in my own space in that space. And I've had to learn that my role as a leader is to empower you, is to equip you, is to support you and encourage you. And if you need that and that's what you're after, then we're you guys. Let's go do it. Thanks for your time. We'll stay caffeinated, stay legendary, and we'll see you on the next masterclass. I believe the next one coming up, Dave, is going to be Teach Me AI with Dave. We'll have to announce the dates that are coming up, but we're going to do a bit of a tag team here. So one fortnight, we're going to have Teach Me AI. So once a month, so fortnight coming up, we'll have Teach Me AI with Dave. So basically come to us with your questions. Last one was all about video AI. So anything that you want to come into that space around the AI, let us know how we can help support you and educate you. So Teach Me AI with Dave is going to be once a month. And then we're going to do a masterclass just like this once a month as well. So there'll be something every 2 weeks. So the next masterclass that I'll host in a few weeks is going to be this part 2 to this series where I teach you how to build a funnel. Put your hands up if you'd like to learn how to do that. That'd be pretty cool, right? Don't be a tool, use the tools. I'm going to teach you how to build the tool. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for your time. Bye for now.